Chosen one, stop scrolling right now. Do not dare swipe past this message. I am not asking you to listen, I am warning you. You did not find this video by accident today. The algorithm did not bring you here because God intercepted your feed right now. The enemy has set a dangerous trap disguised as a golden opportunity directly in your path. You feel like you are being held back. You feel like every door is slamming shut while everyone else moves forward easily. And every morning when you wake up, that heavy frustration is already sitting on your chest before you even open your eyes. You keep asking yourself why your life is stuck in this endless cycle of waiting. You wonder if your prayers are hitting a brass ceiling. Let me speak directly to your spirit today. That exhaustion in your bones is real. You have been pushing through the fatigue while putting on a brave smile for everyone around you. But behind closed doors you feel completely drained and isolated from the world. You ask yourself if God has forgotten your name or if you did something wrong to deserve this pain. Stop dismissing what your intuition is telling you. I need your full attention for the next few minutes because heaven is revealing a critical truth today. What you think is a delay is actually a divine interception. You are not stuck in a season of punishment or failure, and every moment of quiet resistance you feel is actually God pulling you back from a cliff you cannot see. The world tells you that you are falling behind. Your mind tells you that you are losing precious time, while others celebrate their achievements. But the enemy wants you to focus on the closed door so you will rush into his trap out of desperation. He knows he cannot stop what God prepared for your future, so he is trying to trick you into sabotaging your own destiny. Let us reframe your reality right now. You are a celestial warrior operating in enemy territory. That heavy atmosphere around you is not clinical depression or ordinary anxiety. It is intense spiritual discernment working overtime inside your soul. Your spirit is detecting a massive shift in your timeline that is happening behind the scenes right now, and hell is terrified of your awakening. Think about the recent opportunities that suddenly fell apart. Think about the relationships that faded away without any logical explanation. You wept over those losses because you felt rejected by people you loved. But God saw the hidden poison behind their smiles when you were completely blind to it. He closed those doors to protect your calling from total destruction. If this message resonates with your spirit right now, I need you to make a physical sign of agreement. Type 777 in the comments below as a physical declaration that you trust God's protective timing over your life. Do not let your pride stop you from declaring your obedience to heaven today. When you leave that comment, you anchor your spirit to the safety of divine protection. The enemy is working overtime this week to keep you distracted and bitter. He wants you to complain about your isolation so you will break your alignment with heaven. He knows that if you stay in this quiet place just a little longer, you will receive the exact instruction that changes your life forever. That is why he is amplifying your impatience right now. You have spent years being the universal problem solver for everyone around you. You absorbed their emotional noise and carried their heavy burdens while neglecting your own soul. But now God has isolated you in this quiet room for a sacred assignment. You are not lonely in this season because you are standing watch as a Shammah over your divine identity. I am going to reveal the exact nature of the trap that hell set against your house. God spoke a specific warning over your life because a counterfeit breakthrough is approaching you in the next 72 hours. It will look like the answer to your prayers, but it carries a hidden trap designed to strip away your spiritual authority. Lock your attention on my voice right now and do not let your mind wander. If you click away from this message early, you risk walking back onto the battlefield without your armor. God brought you to this encounter today to hand you the prophetic decree that cancels every assignment launched against your destiny. Stay anchored right here until the very last second. You think you are being punished because the wilderness feels so long and cold. You watch others step into positions of honor while you remain hidden in the shadows. But heaven says that you were not buried in the dark to be destroyed. You were planted in secret to build an unshakable foundation. God is preparing your spirit for a glory that your enemies cannot diminish. Stop scrolling right now and lock your spirit into what follows next. What I am about to expose in the next minute will permanently change how you view your delay forever. You are about to discover why God holds back his most powerful warriors right before he elevates them into public victory. Let us look closer at the door that just slammed shut in your face. You cried tears of sorrow because you thought you lost your ultimate chance for success. You watched people with lesser intentions walk right through while you were left standing outside in the cold. But what if I told you that room was rigged with explosive spiritual landmines? What if the very thing you begged God to give you was actually a trap designed by the enemy to destroy your testimony? The enemy knows he cannot destroy a chosen one through direct confrontation because the anointing on your life is far too powerful. So he changes his strategy when you get close to your promised land. He sends a counterfeit blessing that looks identical to your true alignment. It arrives with flattery and easy money and glowing promises that feel like answered prayers. And if you walk through that door out of impatience, you sign a spiritual contract that binds your destiny for years. That is why God intervened and blocked your path with a holy wall of fire. He knew your heart was pure, but he also saw that your discernment was clouded by tiredness. You were ready to accept scraps because you were so exhausted from the wilderness season. God had to step in and hold you back with a fierce, divine, protective grip. He broke the connection before the counterfeit could break your spirit. Now I need you to pause and hold something vital in your spirit before we go deeper into this message. Over the past few years, a remarkable discovery was made in research laboratories in New York that most spiritually sensitive people have never heard about. A dedicated team of scientists spent 20 years studying the human mind to understand why so many gifted individuals suddenly lose their sharp mental clarity. They discovered that modern life systematically disrupts the synchronized connection between the two sides of the human mind. They found something about our original design that explains the exact heaviness you carry in your daily life. It is a physical restoration protocol that requires only 8 minutes a day to restore what was suppressed. We will explore what they found later in this message. But right now, hold this question. What if the fog in your mind is not age and not a lack of discipline, but something physical that was systematically taken from you? Think about how your mind operated when you were much younger. You possessed a sharp intuition and a vivid creative power that felt completely limitless. You could sense divine guidance clearly and make decisions with absolute confidence. But as the years passed, an invisible wall settled over your thoughts, and heavy mental fog became your daily reality. You blamed yourself for losing that brilliant edge. Let me reframe your reality right now, because you have been reading the signs completely backwards. You thought your sudden lack of focus was a personal failure or a spiritual flaw inside your character. But heaven is revealing today that your receiver was simply jammed by the surrounding heavy atmosphere. You cannot operate at full capacity when your physical nervous system is overloaded by spiritual resistance. When you are chosen for a massive kingdom assignment, hell targets your daily focus first. The enemy knows that if he can keep your thoughts fragmented and foggy, you will never have the clarity to build your destiny. He wants you to stay so exhausted that you settle for a lesser path out of sheer weariness. He wants you to believe that your best days are behind you, so you will stop pressing forward into your true authority. This is why God is holding you back in this quiet isolation room today. He is not delaying your promotion because he is angry with your progress. He is holding you back so your inner architecture can be completely rebuilt before the real door opens. A massive structure requires a deep foundation, and God will never place a heavy mantle of glory on a structure that cannot support its weight. Remember that the wilderness was never meant to be your permanent home. It was designed as a sacred crucible where your false identity is stripped away until only pure truth remains. Every time you chose quiet restraint instead of angry defense, you built spiritual muscle. Every time you walked away from toxic drama in silence, you dealt a lethal blow to the dark forces. Your stillness was never a sign of weakness, it was your most lethal weapon. Look at how much you have survived without bowing down to compromise. You lost friends who could not travel with you to this higher dimension, and you endured betrayal from people you lifted up. Yet your heart remained tender, and your spirit remained hungry for authentic divine truth. That resilience is the exact reason hell fears your presence in every room you enter. God is aligning circumstances right now, behind the scenes, that will make your past suffering look completely insignificant. The very door that slammed shut last month was merely a decoy to distract the enemy, while God built your real kingdom highway. When God opens the true door of your destiny, no man on earth and no demon in hell will have the power to shut it. Hold on tight, because we are about to step into the deeper biblical blueprints of this holy pattern. In just a moment, I will show you why the greatest prophets and kings in history were all forced into total isolation right before their public elevation. Stay anchored right here and do not let your mind wander for even a second. The exact instruction you prayed for is about to unfold. Look at the ancient scriptures to understand this sacred pattern. Moses spent 40 years in the desert, tending sheep after leaving Pharaoh's palace. He felt completely forgotten. He felt rejected by his own people. And while he walked across the desert sands every single day, God was secretly building his interior stamina in quiet solitude before handing him the staff of liberation. He was being prepared for a royal assignment. David was anointed king in front of his brothers as a young boy. He knew his divine destiny was real. Yet immediately after his victory over Goliath, he was forced to flee into dark caves to hide from King Saul. He spent years in deep isolation while his calling seemed completely delayed, and every night he asked God why he was living like an outcast in the wilderness. He had to learn total reliance on heaven. Look at young Joseph lying in an Egyptian prison cell for years. He was thrown into darkness for a crime he never committed. He held a divine dream in his heart while sitting in total silence, and every morning he had to choose faith over bitter resentment toward his brothers. But that prison cell was actually God's royal waiting room, where his mind was trained to govern a nation with wisdom. Every major prophet and cycle breaker in history was forced into total isolation before their public assignment. God never elevates an untrained spirit to authority because high places require deep roots. The wilderness was never a pit of destruction for your life. It was a sacred royal training ground designed to refine your character. You are walking in the exact footsteps of ancient kings. You have been asking why your life moves slowly while others leap ahead. You watch them celebrate easy victories. You wonder if heaven is ignoring your prayers. And while you sit in the quiet shadows, watching others step into the spotlight, the enemy whispers lies into your mind to make you believe that God is withholding good things from your hands. He wants you bitter and doubtful. Hit that like button right now, not for this channel, but to send this divine frequency to another chosen one who is weeping over a closed door today. When you hit like on this video, you help this message reach a weary warrior who feels abandoned in the dark. You become an instrument of encouragement for a soul that needs to hear this truth right now. Let your light shine for others today. You are not suffering from divine neglect. Every trial you endured was carefully engineered to strip away your false survival identity until only pure spiritual authority remained. The heavy fire refined your heart so you could carry the weight of glory without breaking under pressure. You survived the dark season because the oil on your life is far too precious to be wasted. Now, I want to close the loop that has been open since the beginning of this message. Earlier I told you about a discovery made in New York research laboratories that I promised to come back to. I want to tell you now why I waited until this exact moment to bring it forward. Because what those neuroscientists found is not just information, It is an actionable physical solution. A solution only becomes valuable once you understand the full shape of the problem it solves. You now understand the full shape of your spiritual and mental battle. Modern life systematically pulls your attention in 1,000 directions every day, and that constant noise fragments your natural focus while disrupting the synchronized balance between both sides of your brain. As a result, your spirit feels heavy while your mind struggles to maintain sharp clarity. You were never meant to walk through this season with a clogged and weary mental receiver. When your mind is restored to its original synchronized state, you make decisions with absolute authority and see traps before they spring. You operate from the place of quiet mastery that belongs to your identity. The enemy wants you to remain in a state of mental fatigue because a tired mind makes impulsive choices. He wants you to get so frustrated by the delay that you jump into the counterfeit trap out of impatience. But God is equipping you today with both spiritual discernment and mental clarity. He is preparing your mind so you can step through the right door when it opens. Look at the strength you acquired through this quiet season of waiting. You stopped chasing after people who walked away, and you stopped explaining your calling to those who were never equipped to understand it. Your silence has become a lethal weapon against dark forces, and your spirit is recalibrating to a frequency that hell cannot manipulate or control. You are standing at the edge of a massive breakthrough that will permanently break generational delay in your family line. Every door that was slammed shut in your face was a merciful act of divine protection orchestrated by heaven to save your soul. You are being prepared for a public elevation that will terrify the enemy and bring immense honor to God. Stay with me right now, because we are about to step directly into the climax of this revelation. What I am about to expose next will break the hidden cycle of delay in your life permanently. Lock your spirit right here and do not let your mind wander for even a second, because the core truth that heaven prepared for your breakthrough is about to be revealed. Now we arrive at the moment of absolute truth. We must peel back the curtain and look directly at what has been holding you in this endless place of delay. You spent months blaming the fierce spiritual warfare around you. You pointed fingers at toxic people who betrayed your trust and walked away in silence. You blamed dark forces operating in the unseen realm for every single setback. But hear me clearly today, because heaven is confronting your spirit with fierce love. The enemy is not your biggest obstacle. The enemy is actually terrified of your potential. The real blocker that kept you trapped in this heavy cycle was something operating silently inside your own heart. Look at the subtle ways you have been self-sabotaging your own elevation. You carried a hidden agreement with limitation for years without even realizing it. Past rejections convinced your nervous system that you were only safe when you stayed completely hidden. Every time God tried to push you into the spotlight, a quiet voice whispered that you were an imposter. You feared stepping into your true authority because you were terrified of being hurt again. You mistook your own subconscious fear for divine waiting. You made a secret covenant with weariness because the cold wilderness felt safer than the weight of your true destiny. Here is the exact trap that hell set against your house for the next 72 hours. The enemy knows you are tired from the long wilderness season. He knows you are hungry for a breakthrough in your finances and relationships. So he orchestrated a counterfeit breakthrough disguised as a golden opportunity. It will arrive as an easy deal, a flattering partnership, or a charming relationship that seems like an answer to your prayers. But if you step through that door, it requires you to lower your frequency and compromise your sacred integrity. It is a decoy designed to bind your destiny for years. God intercepted your life today to speak a fierce divine NO over that counterfeit path. God said, do not go there because it is a trap set against your soul. He held you back from that shiny opportunity because he saw the hidden poison buried beneath the surface. You wept when that door slammed shut in your face, but God slammed it to save your calling from total destruction. He was protecting your spiritual oil from being squandered on a temporary comfort. He held you back because the real breakthrough requires a pure and uncompromised spirit. Let me reframe your identity right now so you can see yourself through the eyes of heaven. You are not a regular human living a difficult life. You are a celestial warrior operating in enemy territory. You are a cycle breaker sent to shatter generational patterns of scarcity and fear in your family line. God did not create a master plan first and then make you fit inside it. You are the plan itself. He created you first, and the plan formed around your existence. The wilderness season was designed to break your dependence on human validation so you could stand in divine authority. The enemy does not fear your talent or your intellect. He fears the exact moment you realize the infinite magnitude of who you truly are in God. Stop apologizing for your presence in the room. Stop shrinking yourself to fit into small spaces that were never built to hold your royal mantle. Your gentleness was never a sign of weakness. It was designed as a lethal spiritual foundation. The cycle of self-doubt ends right now in this sacred encounter. You are stepping out of the shadows of fear and into the unshakable authority of your true calling. You spent years believing that you needed permission to walk into your assignment. You waited for human leaders to validate your gift, and you waited for doors to open smoothly. But heaven is declaring today that your authority was never subject to human approval. What God has anointed, no man can downgrade or dismiss. The heavy mantle on your shoulders is your official authorization from the throne room. You do not need a seat at their table when God is preparing an entire banquet for your destiny. You have carried the heavy burden of everyone else for far too long. You acted as an emotional sponge for toxic people while neglecting your own spiritual health. But heaven is stripping away that false survival identity today. God is releasing you from the need to rescue those who choose to stay in the mud. The watchman is allowed to rest and receive divine restoration. You are being reassigned to a dimension of peace and supernatural acceleration where your obedience yields effortless fruit. What I am about to show you right now connects this intense spiritual battle with a physical breakthrough discovered in a research laboratory. You have understood the spiritual shape of your delay, but now you must receive the physical key to unlock your mind. Stay locked in for this next minute, because what follows will permanently restore the sharp mental clarity you lost in the wilderness. Now you see the full picture clearly. The delay you experienced was not God abandoning your life, but a protective shield holding you back from a deadly trap. You understand why your path felt blocked and why your spirit felt so weary. You are a celestial warrior whose receiver was jammed by surrounding noise. It is time to stabilize your thoughts and restore what was suppressed. There is something I asked you to hold near the beginning of this message that I want to return to right now. I asked you, what if the heavy fog in your mind was not age or lack of discipline, but something physical that was taken from you? The answer to that question is where this part of our journey leads. What those neuroscientists in New York discovered is an actionable physical restoration key. In 1981, Dr. Roger Sperry received the Nobel Prize for his split brain research. He proved that the human brain was designed to operate with both hemispheres in balance. When both sides work together in harmony, you experience complete mental clarity and sharp creative authority. Research shows 98% of young children operate in this synchronized state, but less than 1 in 1,000 adults maintain it. Modern lifestyle and constant noise systematically break that synchronized connection as you grow older. This is not a character flaw or a failure of your faith. It is a physical reality inside your nervous system. When your mind is out of alignment, making decisions feels heavy, and spiritual discernment becomes clouded by tiredness. You cannot fulfill a high assignment when your physical receiver operates in sidetracked fog. You might wonder if this is just another sound product that promises much and delivers little. Dr. Daniel Barone and his clinical team in New York address this directly. Generic audio tracks target only a tiny fraction of the mind without creating true hemisphere balance. Sound alone is incomplete without clinical synchronization. What Dr. Barone built targets full hemisphere alignment at the deepest neural level. A woman from California described what it felt like before she found this restoration protocol. She spent years doing spiritual work, yet her daily life felt clogged. After 10 days, she said a heavy channel inside her spirit cleared and peace returned to her home. A man from Texas described his mind running on full capacity after 2 weeks, saying the persistent fog he carried for years simply vanished. Dr. Daniel Barone and his team took clinical neural sync technology used in medical settings and condensed it into an 8-minute targeted auditory sequence. 8 minutes a day with headphones and eyes closed is the entire requirement. They call it the Genius Switch. It is not a meditation app, but a precision sequence engineered on Nobel Prize research to reconnect both sides of your brain. The Genius Switch is not for everyone. It is for the chosen one who understands that God prepares not only the promise, but the mind that must walk into it. It is for the warrior who has been sincere for years and refuses to accept mental fog as permanent. Most people will scroll past and stay satisfied with a reduced mind. You are still here because heaven arranged this moment for your restoration. Dr. Barone's colleagues noted that in-person neural sync sessions cost $300 per hour and clinical equipment costs $7,000. The Genius Switch was originally released at $49, but to make this accessible for those who cannot fly to New York, the access on this page is $39. This is an intentional effort to place this tool directly into your hands. When you claim your access today, you also receive 4 free bonuses, including a guided visualization protocol and a classic guide on spiritual stewardship. Furthermore, Dr. Barone provides an ironclad 100% money-back guarantee. If it does not restore the mental sharpness that 18,000 users experienced, every single cent will be returned to you without question. Every week, your mind remains out of sync is another week where divine opportunities move through a clogged receiver. What heaven arranged for your future deserves the full version of your mind. The $39 access is not guaranteed beyond this page, as Dr. Barone's team announced the price will rise soon. Do not let delay steal another season of clarity when the tool for your physical restoration is sitting before you. Searching online for similar names leads to generic audio tracks containing no real neural sync technology at all. The direct page is the only verified source for Dr. Barone's authentic protocol. If your spirit confirms this truth, the link in the description below and in the first pinned comment will guide you directly to their official site, where you can review every detail safely. Remember that a tool does not replace God and a protocol does not replace spiritual obedience. A physical tool simply restores the receiver so that divine wisdom lands on clear ground. If you feel a quiet conviction right now, step into the description and let your clarity lead you into physical agreement with heaven. You are stepping out of the wilderness today. The heavy fog that clouded your vision is lifting forever. You survived the long winter of testing, and as you stand at the threshold of this new dimension, heaven is pouring out a double portion of grace upon your life. The trap set against your house has been dismantled by the power of truth. You are moving into total victory. Let us seal this word in the courts of heaven right now. Place your right hand upon your heart and take a deep breath. Speak these words out loud with me, or repeat them silently in your spirit. I declare that every demonic assignment against my destiny is cancelled today. I release the weight of past betrayals, and I step into my royal calling. I break every hidden agreement with fear and limitation. I declare that my mind is restored to its original synchronized state of sharp clarity, and every door that slammed shut in my face was a holy act of protection that kept me from walking into a trap. I stepped through the true doors that God opened for my family. My season of delay ends right now. I speak peace over my weary mind and healing over my physical body. I release every toxic connection that drained my spiritual oil in past seasons. And as I align my heart with the frequency of heaven today, supernatural doors of favor are unlocking across my entire path. I will no longer shrink back to make small minds comfortable. I am a cycle breaker. The enemy thought he could destroy you in the dark. He thought heavy isolation would make you abandon your assignment forever. But he did not know that you were a seed buried in sacred soil. You are rising from the ashes of trial with greater power and unshakable authority. What was meant for your destruction has become the foundation of your testimony. Look at how far God has brought you through the storm. You did not break under the fierce pressure of the wilderness season. You held on to faith when every circumstance told you to give up and quit. And now the God of supernatural acceleration is restoring the years that locusts have eaten from your hands. Your harvest is arriving without further delay. If your spirit agrees with this decree today, make your covenant sealed. Type AMEN in the comments right now to anchor this word into your physical reality. When you type those 4 letters, you sign your agreement with the decree of heaven. Let your comment be a permanent monument of faith that terrorizes darkness. Do not remain silent today. Share this message with another warrior struggling in silence right now. Someone in your circle is one distraction away from giving up on their divine calling. When you share this revelation, you become an instrument of light that pulls a soul out of deep despair. Let us build a community of cycle breakers who stand guard over truth. Subscribe to this channel immediately and turn on all notifications so you do not miss directives coming in the next 72 hours. Heaven is not finished speaking to your situation, and you cannot afford to miss the next instruction. When you subscribe, you anchor your spirit to a daily stream of divine encouragement and spiritual warfare keys. Walk through this day with your head held high. You are no longer a victim of circumstances or a prisoner of past mistakes. You are a demonstrated warrior of light who carries the mantle of breakthrough for your entire family line. Every weapon formed against you will fail because the Ancient of Days is standing guard over your going out and coming in. The heavy pressure in your chest was never an attack. It was the physical weight of your spiritual mantle descending upon your shoulders. You are stepping into rooms you did not build and inheriting blessings you did not labor for. God is aligning true kingdom connections that will value your spiritual oil. Your wilderness is officially over. Release the need to explain your journey to people who are blind. You do not need to defend your silence or justify your boundaries to anyone. God is your vindicator, and He will fight your battles while you hold your peace. Watch how quickly the atmosphere shifts around you as you walk in your restored identity. You are crowned with favor and strength. Sleep peacefully tonight, knowing that heaven is working overtime on your behalf. Angels are dispatched to dismantle every remaining trap set against your house. The sidetracked fog is clearing from your mind, and the divine blueprint for your destiny is becoming crystal clear. You are standing on sacred ground, and your future is brighter than your past. Type "I am ready" in the comments below as your final declaration of spiritual obedience. Let the universe hear your voice as you step into your royal inheritance today. The season of hidden preparation is closed, and the season of public elevation has officially begun. Go forth in peace, walk in authority, and remember that you are chosen.